Good evening, my name's Alex Campbell.
And I'm Jamie Bell.
And you're watching Examining Cinema. So we are reviewing Kiki's Delivery Service.
My favourite of all the Ghibli movies.
True. Yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's like on par with Spirited Away or like Howl's Moving Castle. Easy.
Yeah, true. I'm a Mononoke man. But yeah, definitely a cool film. Different kind of tonally to
definitely. It's
what I've seen, which is very limited.
It's like the opposite of Princess Mononoke, whereas that's like very narrative driven. It's very like slice of life.
Yeah. Mononoke has like a storyline and all these events and it's leading.
This is gonna happen. This is the main arc of the story.
Yeah, it's following a girl in her day-to-day life, basically.
Just surviving on her own.
Yeah, like a growing up story, a coming of age story.
Well, now you certainly look very grown up, my little princess.
Which is cool.
Or being abandoned in a foreign city.
Yeah, well, it's like the adolescence thing. You're like, you get to a certain you get to a certain age and you need to step out in the world.
Yeah.
And you need to.
And apparently, as a 13-year-old girl, that's the perfect time to do it. When you're vulnerable.
Yeah, just let your 13-year-old kid wander out into the wide world.
Just disappear into the dark.
Yeah, fly up in a broom.
Just disappear.
In the middle of the night.
Speaking of that, we should probably talk about the intro.
What part of the intro?
Well, first off, how chill it is.
It
is probably one of the chillest of the Ghibli intros.
Yeah, definitely.
Just that first scene where she's like laying there in the grass.
Yeah.
Kind of sets that tone that like...
It's like pretty much silent. There's like some ambient like...
Yeah, you get the classic like anime cicada.
Yeah.
Like a bit of wind noise.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like that's the whole movie essentially. Like,
yeah, there's lots of like...
very silent.
Lots of moments where it takes its time and it like doesn't rush through anything and it's able to breathe and just has moments pretty well.
It's definitely one of the
silent.
things with Japanese movies though that I've found over Western film, like I think we've spoken about this before, which they tend to have a lot more of that silence. Like I know the English versions, like for Ghibli especially, like Spirited Away, they do a lot of they explain what's happening just for like, because someone in a Japanese audience, they might see like a type of shrine or a character or something and they automatically associate, like in Princess Mononoke, the mercenaries, they are automatically pretty understandable for a Japanese person. There's some sort of mythical thing, I think.
Yeah, but they have like cultural context.
Yeah, like whereas we wouldn't understand that, so they just call it a mercenary. So like a lot of those silences tend to get broken up with a bit of a description, where it's like, oh look, a house or a bathhouse or something like that, like especially in Spirited Away. Yeah. Whereas within the Japanese one, like they had just like full minutes of silence.
And they just cram some extra lines in for us ignorant Westerners to figure out what's
can't deal with silence for more than 3 seconds, start having an existential crisis or something.
But I love those moments though. There's a moment where like she gets out of bed and instead of like showing her like get off the covers and cutting immediately, like,
it rolls over, has a little groan.
Stays unshot for like 5 to 6 seconds where like a normal movie
it feels realistic and grounded, whereas like it's more so like you're filming someone in their life rather than making a story out of it. Like there's you know that like she's just a random girl going about her day. Like there's not really anything, and like that scene especially, it wakes up, it's silent. Like as we were saying earlier, watching the movie, it's like when you, as a teenager or something, staying at a friend's house. And you wake up early and like there's no one else awake in the house and you're just standing there like, do I wake someone up or I need to go to the toilet. It's like silent.
Nervous.
It's just quiet and then like it's that scene where she gets out, she like hesitantly goes to the toilet and then like waits for the man to like leave before she runs back. Like she doesn't want to have to interact with that situation in a new environment. Like it feels relatable, like instant in that moment I was like, oh, I've done that before, like
well her character is like, it feels like a 13-year-old girl stepping out into the real world. Feels realistic.
For a Ghibli movie where there's a lot of fantasy and a lot of that stuff in it, like she's a witch, but at the end of the day, like it's probably one of the most relatable, apart from like Only Yesterday.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like it's one of the most relatable, grounded, realistic movies.
I think everyone can relate to it because like she's not doing anything fanciful. Like she's trying to start a life.
Yeah,
she's
like,
trying to get a job. She's meeting new friends. She's trying to like get a footing on who she is and struggle with her insecurities and become an adult pretty much, which we can all relate to.
How much do you think it would cost to get a phone here?
A phone?
Yeah, we're gonna need a phone.
Yeah, it's like a movie of self-discovery rather than
Yeah, absolutely.
like a tale of fantasy or something. Like she may be a witch, but the primary goal of the movie isn't necessarily like about her being a witch. It's more so about like her finding her place in the world.
Yeah.
She just happens to be a witch, which kind of complicates things.
Yeah. So yeah, the movie starts off, it sets her up, sets up the lore and mythology that, and kids are 13, they go on their way, spend a year.
She definitely seems fairly happy to leave. Like,
she's
the
stoked,
moment
man.
where she's leaving, like she finds out
It's not like a bad like household or anything. She has like a happy.
Her father is
family.
literally in the process of packing the car for a camping trip. And he's like,
not
alright, I'm
fun.
going camping. She's like, see you, Dad. I'm fucking out. Like, I'm leaving this shit. And he just like, he tries to chase after her and just fucking knocks all this shit off the car. She doesn't turn around enough. Like, she's fucking out of there.
Yeah.
I've decided to leave tonight.
You're going away?
Yeah, there's a full moon.
Well, yeah, but what happened to the camping trip we were supposed to take this weekend?
Sorry, Dad.
Kiki, wait, I
It's like the Amish, they have a year where like...
Ron Springer or something?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is.
I'll ding it up here, whatever the fuck it is. But I think that's when they're like 18 or 21, they get to go out into the wide world and party it up.
Yeah, kind of discover whether the Amish life is for them. I think they pretty much got to a point where like, you couldn't not do that. Like, isolating them completely.
Yeah, you have to give them a taste of it. And like 98% of them come back or some shit. Like, very rarely do people actually go, you know what? Fuck building barns. I'm gonna do KK. But I guess that is a small portion.
Speaking of traditions, I suppose we better crack into some Japanese alcohols.
Very good.
Some Hiroshima style sakis.
Yes, which has been explained as fruity and
fruity, or the true man's sake, which just means the alcoholic man's sake.
well, that fits the description of me perfectly. So yeah, we have to pour them for each other.
Yeah.
Because of tradition.
Yeah, we don't want Japanese people yelling at us.
No. Ooh. Definitely way better at pouring that than me.
That's a spooky right there.
Alright.
Let's see how shit this tastes.
I've not drunk much sake, but it's never been a favourite of mine.
I don't drink like any straight alcohol.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
I could drink that.
I could easily drink that.
Yeah, sure.
That's significantly a lot. That's not a true man's drink. That tastes like a lady drink.
Yeah, this is like a fucking vodka cruiser.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's cool. Fuck these little glasses, let's go get some coffee mugs. So yeah, she leaves home and they have this great like 50s rock and roll song.
Oh, the
yeah, for like the opening credits, which is Japanese.
That moment, like where he's like, oh, Jiji, can you go switch the radio on for me? Like that moment when it hits and that music kicks in.
Yeah.
That was pretty much where I was like, I'm gonna like this movie. It seems pretty much right up my alley.
You get all the aerial shots of the world, and as always,
it's
the world is realistic and grounded and feels lived in. Especially when she gets to the town, it's like it feels like a town.
Oh yeah, I suppose we probably should, before we get too much into it, talk a bit about like the visuals of the like the setting and stuff.
Yeah, well, from the research I did, it's set in like a European town like Stockholm, Denmark or something. Miyazaki and all his producers like went on a European vacation. Like we're researching for the film.
Look at this city. A place like this would be great to live in.
Yeah, so like Denmark, Stockholm, kind of 1950s.
It definitely
60s-ish.
sets that tone. Like when I first seen the movie, the tone I got was definitely like she's left wherever she was and she's woken up in like Vienna or something like.
Absolutely.
Italy, like that real mountainous ocean kind of.
Yeah, Madrid, kind of.
Sicily, kind of all that area. Like,
yeah, and apparently set in an alternate reality where World War II didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said that, so that's a nice kind of like little romantic, like, you know, he lived through all the horrors and despair of that firsthand, so he's like, you know, let's do a nice little fantasy world where none of this horror had to happen.
It would make sense because you definitely see a lot of stuff in that. Like his movies, pretty much it seems to be set around World War II kind of time, or just after. But you see I don't know if it's throughout the movie, but right at the very end, when it actually comes up with Finn or End or whatever, there's a scene in the background. You actually see like a big dock oil rig style thing. There's quite a few ships and stuff throughout the movie, but there's never one warplane, never one warship. You see carriers and stuff. There's never a warship, whereas a lot of other ones, especially like Howl's Moving Castle or like anything, there's usually some form of war. I think the only one that also really doesn't have it would be like Spirited Away.
True.
My Neighbor Totoro, which is very childish. I think Pinocchio may have some, I'm not sure.
But it's like a nice romantic sentiment. You know?
Yeah,
living in a world that didn't have all that fucking horrible despair transpire, which is nice.
Was this movie produced before or after Grave of the Fireflies? It was before, wasn't it?
1989 is when it came out. I'm not sure when Grave of the Fireflies came out. Because that does the opposite.
Yeah, it's definitely a very...
That delves into the heart of like Japan,
a very
World
stark
War II.
contrast.
Yeah. So we go through the whole opening song. She meets this snooty witch.
The snobby fortune teller.
Yeah, who tells her to turn her music down, which I can relate to a lot, because when I was working, I would just blast music through work all day, every day, because I don't want to be there. Yeah. Fuck work, man. Let's listen to music. And then people will be like, Alex, can you turn this music down? It's really loud. And it's just like, can you stop? Can you just let me listen to music?
Let me drown out
obnoxiously loud? Yeah.
Would you mind turning off that radio? I prefer to fly without being distracted. Oh, yeah, sure.
So I can relate to that fucking too. She enters into this new world, which, as I said, feels realistic and lived in and thriving and breathing. And it's cool because she comes down into it and she's like this fanciful magic character, but nobody like gives a fuck about her.
Yeah.
She lands and she has like this little interaction with this lady and like, oh, okay, see you later.
Yeah, it's like instead of kind of going into the world she expected to leave, find her little town, and like fall into her place. And
everyone's like, you're a witch.
Yeah, the resident witch for that town. But whereas like ending up in that random ass fuck.
I guess it's like city mentality. Like people are doing their thing, they're living their lives, they're going about.
That's it. It's very
going to work.
Very different to the village she came from.
Absolutely, and you see all those moments like she runs into traffic and stuff, and she's completely naive to like city life and all of that.
Yeah, just sprints out in front of the truck.
Yeah, it says a lot about her character, her naivete, and all that jazz.
Yeah, it definitely gives the impression she's from like a real like village sort of behind the times part of like Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just love how like she's not accepted with open arms. And it's not easy for her at the beginning, you know. It's a coming of age story, so if everything was handed to her, it wouldn't feel earned. But she goes through the struggle throughout the movie.
It definitely makes sense though, like every time, like I don't think there's ever been a position in my life like moving to a new area, a new town, like independently and like not feeling out of place or not understanding what the fuck I'm even doing there.
Yeah, the whole thing is really relatable, even though she's a witch.
Yeah, she may be a witch, but like almost 100% of the movie is pretty grounded in reality. Like even as her occupation. Like her mother may be a chemist essentially, but she just runs a delivery service, so she's basically just a post office.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
even though she may be a witch, it's not something out of the realms of reality that you could relate to, like moving to a new town, getting a shitty job, or trying to start a business or something.
And then later on, as we get into more of the themes of like being, like lack of confidence, and disenfranchised, and losing faith in yourself, and all that, and not being able to like deal with life and the hurdles, and slipping further into that.
Yeah, it's definitely...
I wouldn't say depression, but I'd say like lack of self-confidence.
It definitely comes across with a lot of his movies that that's a fairly integral part of each story. Like a lot of things like Only Yesterday,
true.
From Up on Poppy Hill, all those sorts of things, like they're all trying to find yourself. Like most of his movies, as fantasy driven as they are, a lot of them are about self-discovery. Like even with Princess Mononoke, like his whole thing is like go out.
He gets kicked out of his village and he has to go into the real world and his disease.
Figure out what's caused this, like kind of get a better understanding of where he is in the world, like his position. There's a lot of self-reflection in his movies, I find. But that kind of you could relate to yourself and be like, oh shit.
And I think it's reasonable to say that he's probably grappled with a lot of that stuff, seeing as it's such a prevalent theme within a lot of his movies. Which makes sense because everyone grapples with that shit. Feeling like worthless and not being able to like get a foothold and progress. Although she does get a business set up pretty quick.
Yeah, well I suppose she does also have the fact that she's a magical being.
She is actually special.
Yeah.
Where most of us are told that we're special.
Yeah,
we're
just average fucks. So.
She is legitimately special.
Legitimately special.
She's the most amazing girl.
She sure is.
So my favourite part of the movie is Jiji.
Jiji?
Yeah, he's fucking great.
He's definitely a bit of left field there. Like the first time you hear his voice, it's definitely not what you expect.
He's like the New Jersey accent. Well, sorry, Miss Snowdy Cat.
Huh. Pardon me, Miss Snooty Cat.
I find he gives off real what's the cat from Sabrina's name? Like the
Salem.
Salem, the real real world version. Yeah. Very reminiscent of that real snarky, smart ass.
Yeah, he's really like cynical and snappy and sarcastic.
Like what you'd expect a black cat like to be. Just
which apparently is really different from the Japanese voice version, where the cat was like feminine and timid and like cautious and really wary of everything. Yeah,
that is one of the things. Like a few of these movies do that, whereas a lot of them tend to be very close and accurate. Besides a few things that change to fit a Western audience, but yeah, like the voices for a few characters are definitely quite different, especially this one. I prefer the English for most.
Well, I haven't watched the Japanese version, but like that is my favorite element. I love that cat. I love the voice.
Yeah, it would be a very different movie with a different actor. Right?
Done by Phil Hartman, who was Lionel Hutz and Troy McClure on The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
And being a big Joe Rogan fan, well versed in a lot of his like history and stuff. He worked on a show with Joe Rogan, and what ended up happening to him, he was going to do Zach Brannigan in Futurama.
Oh yeah.
But his wife shot him and killed him.
What? What?
You're not aware of Phil Hartman?
I've literally never heard of this story.
Do you know why Lionel Hutz and Troy McClure stopped being in The Simpsons?
She shot him. She just fucking killed him.
He died. His wife murdered him in his sleep. She was like on antidepressants and cocaine and amphetamines, and she murdered him in his sleep. And Joe Rogan was like good buddies with him, so he quite often brings up the fact of like his friend dying and stuff.
Yeah. I want to be around people that are enjoying each other's company. There's nothing more frustrating than being around two people that insult each other like slyly in public.
Ooh, it's brutal. We know a couple of those.
Phil Hartman's wife used to do that all the time.
Really?
Yeah, they say you shouldn't speak ill of the dead, but when they kill your friend and then kill themselves, I think you're allowed to talk shit.
Absolutely. There's no reverence in death for the bad
They had
ones.
a very combative relationship, and she used to talk shit about him in front of us.
Really?
And this was one of his last roles, actually. This was his last movie credit, and then game over, man. Yeah, man, brutal. Whenever like people talk about domestic violence and violence against women, all that stuff, Rogan's always like, hey, one of my best friends is murdered by his wives, so shut the fuck up. This shit goes both ways. So yeah, I heard the voice and it didn't trigger anything. Then when I looked it up, I'm like, that's Phil Hartman. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
hectic.
It's one of the voices in the movie that I'm aware of. Like I could, I know that actor, but I didn't know who specifically it was.
Yeah.
Jeez, what a snob. And did you see that cat?
Well, Kirsten Dunst does Kiki too. I guess when she was really young, because this movie... Oh, when was it dubbed? It was probably dubbed like 20 years ago or something?
I think most of these were dubbed in the 90s.
Yeah.
When Disney took over redistribution rights, but...
Yeah, so she would have been like early 20s, late 20s, I guess. They
tend to keep people fairly close to the age bracket of what they're doing. Because like, I know especially with like My Neighbor Totoro and Dakota and Ellie Fanning.
Yeah.
Because they were both children and siblings, so...
Yeah.
Try to get people as close to their actor's age as possible, which, as I said earlier, like in the aspect of female characters, it can be pretty annoying.
Yeah, you said the high pitch.
Yeah, like this one, My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, and a few others, maybe. They have very high. Ponyo is another one. Like,
yeah, true.
The female characters, when they yell, like if you don't have decent speakers, like you're gonna get some crackle probably.
Don't
like,
listen to it with headphones on.
You'll ruin your high hearing, that's for sure.
The story is based on either a novel or a manga. I'm not sure which.
I don't know too much about the past of this movie in particular.
Yeah.
But I'd more than likely say if it is based on something out of Japan, it's probably a visual novel, so like a manga.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If it is actually something coming from more Western or European folklore,
I think it was Japanese. So.
Then it probably would, like, so things like Arrietty, Arrietty, they follow a lot of Western style, like folklore, pretty traditional.
Yeah, true.
And pre-written stuff, but yeah, I think this one may be from a manga. I'm not too sure. I think the character of Kiki, similar to Mononoke's creation, may have already existed.
Yeah, there was either a manga or a novel that it was based on. And there are a lot of like diversions in the narrative. Because Miyazaki, he wanted to take it on because he saw some chick's dress blow up at a train station.
Which interview is that in? It's in, is it Nausicaa's?
I believe it's on the special features in Nausicaa.
Yeah, where he speaks about how he was sitting in a train station. We're going to have to put something in from it.
I'm going to have to, track down the clip pretty much.
The moment I seen that interview was pretty much the moment I was like, alright, Miyazaki is straight up into lolly. Like, he has to. Like, because he admitted to perving on the chick at the train station. And like
her dress blowing up on the train passed.
He liked women in skirts and like how their legs looked and stuff. And then not long after that, Kiki comes out.
Yeah. And
the whole movie is just a small girl in a skirt
flying around,
sitting on a pole,
upskirt.
Yeah, like the scenes where like in the city, like meeting everyone, like flying over their heads, and it's like if you think about it, it's essentially just a girl in a skirt flying over everyone. Like everyone's looking up, like directly up her skirt.
And it stays relatively innocent. Like it's just kind of implied.
Yeah, it's definitely the prerequisite to a lot of today's fan service in anime.
Yeah,
like, there's scenes where like she moves and like one shoulder on her shirt falls down for like half a second, she puts it back up. It's like there was no need for that besides
there's the scene where the cows are licking her foot, or is it like
the Quentin Tarantino scene.
Yeah, did Tarantino write this shot?
The slime comes off the fucking cows.
Yeah, and like it's like a good 2 or 3 seconds. It's not like a quick cut. It's like and then there's she meets this like artist in the woods. And she's talking to Kiki. She's like, oh, she's gonna draw me. And Kiki's like, naked.
We're both gonna sleep well tonight. By the way, that painter who found the stuffed cat told me she wants to do a drawing with me in it.
Naked?
Jiji?
I don't know whether that was in the Japanese version. Maybe they changed it up.
But it's not like it's only 1 or 2 things. And it's like, oh, that could be a bit sus. But like, we noticed this significantly going through the movie.
There's a lot of scenes where her dress doesn't need to be blown up.
Yeah, like a little bit. And you see some pantaloons. Like, anytime she is on a broomstick, it's like just upskirts, left, right, and centre. It's like, even she's 13, remember, people? Like,
yeah, she is.
And it's
13.
not like they were just, it's not like it's a real movie where they filmed it and wind just happened to blow that. Like someone had to specifically draw each of those frames.
Storyboard
Like,
and spend months.
This is Miyazaki, like he came in. Like,
it's
like,
hands-on.
He trained people, like he watched Wild Dogs to get fucking...
So what did he watch to get inspired? Like
yeah, like he would have actively been like, no, I need this scene to have the skirt blow up here. Like, there's no way he got through that without doing that on purpose. Like, this whole movie just seems to be like, I liked that chick in the skirt at the train station.
Yeah. And yeah, it doesn't cross the line. It's still like, I'd show like my 5-year-old daughter it.
Yeah,
like,
but
this is a movie.
as an adult, you can see like, you know it's coming out of Japan at that point. Like,
yeah.
There's something.
And he's admitted to being inspired to do the movie by watching a girl's fucking dress blow up at a train station.
Yeah, like a young girl, like from what I remember him saying.
So yeah, this was based on a manga, and there's actually some diversions in the narrative. From what I could understand, it was very like serialized. It just followed like her like deliveries.
Oh, okay.
Each kind of delivery was a separate story.
An interaction with that
yeah,
person.
There was no losing the magic or the whole dirigible crash scene at the end, and the author didn't like that.
A lot more episodic.
Yeah, it was just like the middle part of this movie, kind of. It has no it has no narrative drive. It's not working towards anything. There's no goal in mind.
It's just filler.
Yeah, she's doing stuff. She's like cooking with old ladies, and she's scrubbing the floor, and she's changing light bulbs. The setting up her character is good, I guess.
Yeah, the cooking I'll understand that, because like I will give Studio Ghibli movies a free pass for cooking in any aspect. Because I'm yet to see a Studio Ghibli movie where food has not been represented in like perfection. You look at like any of the movies, and you can find at least one scene where they have breakfast or dinner or something.
Yeah, I didn't click until you said that.
Yeah, you're just like, fuck, I need that. Like, I want to eat that.
And it goes to the effort of like showing the process in detail.
Yeah, it's always the actual cooking itself, not just showing food.
Yeah.
It's almost seems to be as important. Yeah, it seems to be almost as important as adding flight into it. If there's flight in the movie, there's cooking, and I think cooking is probably the only one that out trumps
flying. Yeah, because there's no flying in Mononoke.
Yeah, and there's actual food scenes.
Yeah, weirdness. I guess it's just putting all these little passions and hobbies and interests into it, which is cool.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, that's what we were talking about. Young lad, what's his name? The pedals with the fan guy.
Oh, Jimbo, Phil Tom.
Fucking Where's Waldo?
I got his name somewhere.
Yeah, that guy. He that's like I was mentioning to you while we were watching this movie.
Yeah.
It's Miyazaki's always stated that he found himself represented most in Ashitaka.
Yeah.
In Princess Mononoke, but I find that I don't know if he's ever mentioned it, or I haven't really seen anyone talk about it, but I find he connects most, probably with the male lead character in this movie.
Tombo, I think.
Yeah, Tombo, that's it. With his
his love for aviation.
His love for aviation, the fact that he's obsessed with the main character, who is essentially like it was an obsession with a chick in a skirt that essentially made the movie. So
Yeah.
It feels like it's most likely the representation of who I'd see him as. Like,
yeah, I can definitely see Miyazaki.
It's a world without World War II. Love of flight, like with the girl he loves, like it just seems like his fantasy movie rather than making a fantasy movie.
Which is like what an auteur does, I guess. They make art for themselves, not necessarily for the public.
Literal fan art.
Yeah.
Professional fan art.
We're going to assemble the wings and the frame at somebody else's house. I'm planning on flying this thing during most of my summer vacation.
So yeah, there's this whole like plot of romance, I guess. Kind of. She rejects him
like
at
puppy love
first. Well, yeah, like they're 13. I mean, they're doing a 13-year-old thing. Yeah. She rejects him at first, and then eventually he just kind of like works himself into her life.
Just pressures the fuck out of her.
Yeah, which from what I could pick up, like he didn't really care about her. He just liked the fact that she could fly, or that was her perception, maybe. Because when she loses her flight later on, like she feels like really self-conscious. Like he calls her, and she's just like,
Are you there? Please don't call me anymore.
What did you say? I can barely hear you. You know what the captain said?
just hangs up on him.
See you later. I think she feels like you're only into me because of the flying.
He hasn't really given her any other...
No. All he does is talk about aviation.
He compliments her and then talks about how cool it is she can fly.
Yeah, he doesn't say, where are you from?
Yeah, like,
What's
doesn't
your
ask
name?
about her life. He's just like, bitch, you can fly.
Yeah, he takes her on the most dangerous fucking bike ride of all time. He's got a bike with a fucking 30-inch propeller on
That can't be legal, like...
No!
It just punches
It's the
down the
most
street.
dangerous contraption ever created.
He clips some old lady, like, riding past her.
Yeah.
It goes like half her fucking head. Like, she's dead.
You
Like,
clip a guardrail and the whole thing's gonna like flick and twist and flip. And he's riding in the middle of the road at high speed.
Not even just in the middle of the road, the opposite lane, like oncoming traffic, which he has to dodge at one point.
With a massive blade. And then, I guess like the final like hurdle of the movie is her losing her powers. She gets into this fight with him, and I guess she loses faith in herself, and she slips into this kind of null void of like no confidence.
Yeah, well,
in her powers.
It definitely hits her. Like a lot of it seems to be with Tombo and the girl that
all the teeny boppers
shits all over her grandma's fucking heron pie or whatever it is. That's a brutal scene.
It is.
Oh no, I told Grandma I didn't want that.
Hey, what'd you get?
Oh, Grandma sent me another one of her crummy herring pies again.
Yummy herring pie.
Will you please sign this receipt for me? I hate Grandma's stupid pies.
Truly is.
But yeah, like I think a lot of it is that. But like I think that's one of the reasons this movie is so popular, though, is that everyone can relate to that. Like, everyone questions themselves at some point.
Yeah, constantly.
Has a loss of faith in themselves.
Yeah. And hers like manifested in the losing the magic. Old Jiji's New Jerseyan accent is gone. He just
That
becomes a
confused me.
cat.
It's like I don't know if does he lose his ability to be sentient, or does she just lose the ability to understand him? Because it changes. Like he appears, his entire demeanor changes in that.
Yeah, he's not like trying to communicate with her and he
Yeah.
can't. He's just like, he's a cat now. His stance and his posture and his behaviour is all like a cat.
Huh? Oh my! Oh no! Talk to me, Jiji!
Please explain.
Yeah, so she loses her magic, which is like the hurdle, I guess. Like you got this protagonist.
You got to have some sort of conflict in the movie.
You do, otherwise, people are going to tune out. She goes into the forest with this lady who draws her naked.
Naked?
Jiji!
Not naked.
No. We should probably discuss that. Like, what do you think of that character? Like, do you think she was necessary to the movie, or?
I guess other than like, I kind of see it as a metaphor for like depression or something.
Oh, so like she's the secluded.
Yeah.
Or like herself in the future, maybe. Like, is that what you're trying to say?
No, just like she goes out into the woods in the wilderness, and she's able to like take her mind off her business and her profession,
okay,
and she's able to like regain that confidence. But other than that, like the friend doesn't really serve a purpose to the narrative.
Yeah, like I find that.
But neither do the old ladies really, or like there's a lot of elements where it's just like it's showing this world, it's showing these characters live. It's not.
Yeah,
it doesn't have a purpose.
Almost as much of the movie that reflects around Kiki probably reflects around the actual landscape itself. Like there's almost as much world building as there is other things.
Or just like the idea of flying. A lot of that is explored extensively. That's really full.
Yeah, it's like spilling everywhere. I want to scull it, but I don't want to scull it.
I think I took one.
I don't care.
It's nice. I don't think it's crazy high in alcohol. You want some more? We doing this?
Yucky, don't scull it.
Yeah, you could cut her from the film and it would all kind of work apart from Kiki goes out into the like wilderness, and I feel like that's where she's able to get away from everything, from the problems of the world. It's like depression. You get out in like nature and stop thinking about your job and your life and your
I kind of
kids.
feel like if they had have blatantly made that character a witch.
It
would have been probably more impactful.
Well, she's like a mentor of sorts. Like Kiki's trying to start her life, and there's another example of how to model your life.
Yeah.
So you can do the city thing, or you can do like the starving artist thing. What are you gonna do, Kiki?
I feel like though, like, she's not technically human. So like, if she's gonna have a mentor, you think it would be someone within her own realm?
Yeah, who has magic.
Because like a non-magic mentor, she could follow the pregnant lady as a form of mentor for that aspect.
Yeah,
whereas like learning to get by with a business and that, 'cause she's a business owner, so.
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel like that chick being in the woods, if she had been more of like explained as a witch and explained to her that like you're only losing your powers due to self-doubt or something, like actually put it out, I think that would probably make more impact, because like I found that entire section of the movie, wherever she interacts with that character, I'm not really that interested. Like I tend to zone out most during that section of the movie.
Yeah.
Like it's mainly the sections with her in the town interacting with Tombo, or a lot of the quiet scenes I prefer in this movie.
Yeah. I like the setting up of everything and her first getting there and then...
Yeah, like out of all of the movies I've seen in Studio Ghibli, that's probably the most forced section of any movie that I've come across. So.
Goes on for a while too. She's showing her paintings of her and stuff. It's kind of like, okay. That's cool, I guess. But
yeah, I feel
like shit.
There may have been context lost from the Japanese version.
Yeah. It could have been more like Luke Skywalker, Yoda kind of
like
mentorship training.
Different that we're just not going to be able to understand as like a Western audience with translation. But
that's
at the end of the day, like there's only so much we can do. Like we have to judge it on what we can understand.
It's a different language. Some stuff is lost to translation, and there's always going to be. Yeah. So then the final climax of the film is she's been given like this crutch. Like she's not at her full power. She's just lost her magic. And she doesn't have a broom. And so she has to use some street cleaner's broom who's reluctant.
Yeah.
She's like, can I have your broom? He's like, nah.
It's a good point too, because like she spends so much time in her own head focusing on like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm a failure in that. And then the moment Tombo's in trouble or whatever, she kind of forgets.
Yeah.
Like it pretty much distracts her from that, and she essentially just jumps straight back into her powers, which kind of proves to her like, you had it all along, you just didn't believe in it.
If I was gonna like Jordan Peterson it'd be like, the meaning and the purpose of the film is, even if you're in these slumps and these downfalls in your confidence and your ability, you need to face the dragon, you need to dive in, and you need to believe in yourself and try. And that's the only way you
unless
can
you
save your
actually
friend.
do it, like nothing's ever gonna happen.
Yeah.
So like she does.
You're not gonna gain back that ability unless you push yourself.
Like she grabs old mate's broom.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even a real proper broom. It's like a street sweeper broom. And then she just goes for it. And, like there's that couple of seconds, like this is one of my favorites in all of it. Everything about Ghibli movies is that that bit where she gets the broom.
Yeah.
And then stops.
Silence.
It just goes from like sirens and screaming to just.
And everyone's like in awe.
Yeah, it's like that build up, like it just kind of builds that tension without actually having anything there. It's like it's not easy to do that, have silence and kind of fill the silence.
And it's a good like narrative device to handicap your protagonist to create tension. Like if it was the beginning of the movie, she'd just say Tombo and that'd be it. There'd be no tension, there'd be no suspense. You wouldn't be on the edge of the seat.
Yeah, the fact that she lost her.
She has to struggle, and she's on this shitty broom. Then basically she goes and she saves him, and the way
that
it's
entire scene, though,
edited and everything.
That entire scene is just fan service. Like we have to admit.
There are a lot of.
Like it's like 3 minutes of her zipping through a city. And it's just like upskirt, 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 pantaloons, upskirt.
There were like 5 shots in a row of pantaloons.
Within like 3 seconds.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like it's not noticeable in any. I can't really think of many. I think Spirited Away gets a little bit like that sometimes, but like.
This was
nothing like
the
this
whole
movie.
premise was built.
Yeah, the whole premise
off of the idea of skirts.
Yeah, like the whole
wind.
movie seems to be about like just skirts flapping in the wind. Like that was the reason he made the movie essentially. Like,
yeah, So what are you saying, Jamie? He's a pervert?
Huh?
What are you saying? He's a pervert?
That Miyazaki's a pervert. Miyazaki is the biggest of perverts. He's not only Japanese and an anime director, he animates fucking lolly.
Well, yeah, this is a prime example of it.
Yeah, this is like 90s or 80s lolly, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, as I said, it doesn't go too far. Like, I wouldn't have a problem.
Yeah, it's not like today where like a lot of the anime is like just fuck, bro. Like,
it's not overly...
How is this legal? Like,
yeah, this is borderline porn. It's never anywhere near that realm. It's just a bit like...
You know you're watching a Japanese film.
Yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, a nice, compelling third act, which wasn't in the original source material, which they came up with because, you know, it's a movie and it needs something to happen.
A movie like that, though, like, I don't think if the dirigible hadn't have crashed and Tomo hadn't been like that, like, I don't really know how else you would end that movie. Like,
I mean, yeah, you need something to happen, otherwise it's just like a random cut.
And like even then, a lot of the actual tie-ups are done within like a
end credits,
an epilogue montage.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think in conclusion, I mean, it's obviously a good movie. More of, like a drama, like a slice of life.
Yeah, it's definitely very contrast, like even just the last movie we watched.
Oh, absolutely.
You go from violence and like
much
high fantasy.
slower, and it takes a lot more time just to be with the characters, and be with the world.
Yeah, that's like this movie and a few others. I find they fit into the category of it's essentially just ASMR in anime form. Like,
yeah.
This is one of the movies I'll put on at like 11:30 at night when I can't get to sleep, and I'll be done. It'll be like, by the time that music intro is over, like I'm fucking.
I'm like that with Star Trek, just dialogues in corridors shot at flat angle.
Yeah. Like,
good night. Talking about quantum physics or thermodynamics or some shit.
Who needs insomnia medication? Just fucking put on a Ghibli movie and you're gone.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't have much else to say. Do you have any more points or anything?
Not really, man. Besides the fact that there's some seedy shit in this movie and it's super relaxing. Like, I don't really have any particular faults or like amazements with this movie. Like, it's good. Like, I can...
Yeah. There are some scenes that maybe drag a bit too long in the middle.
Yeah, the middle's a bit dead to me, but I tend to find, being a movie I put on to go to sleep, by the time that middle point has reached, I'm not there anyway. Like, I'm already gone. So.
Yeah. So my main takeaways is like the allegory for like losing faith in yourself and the idea of stepping out into the real world. Like, I can relate to that idea and all that, how it was executed with the loss of magic. And Jiji's New Jerseyan accent.
Oh.
We want some coffee. I'm a cat from Japan.
Yeah, I find that like, it's definitely a movie where you would go into wanting like to relax and like get some self-reflection. Yeah. Rather than watch an action movie sort of thing. Yeah,
it's not as much an escape as it is.
You're not going into this to look at like crazy fantasy. Like, you're going into it to like relate to a character and their like struggles. Yeah,
and just observe them for like a couple of weeks. Maybe not even that, a couple of days. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It seems like the cat had a baby by the end of it.
Yeah, the end credits scene. And like Jiji definitely.
That's like she doesn't write her parents.
That's what we need to talk about too. Jiji doesn't talk at the end, which is like.
Yes, he doesn't. He meows.
Yeah, so she can fly, but she hasn't
talked to the cat. Like, you think they would have just had Jiji talk at that scene?
Yeah.
I don't. They did that on purpose. It seems like.
I read something where some person was like, he was like her voice to reason, like he helped her through stuff.
Oh, like Geppetto sort of thing.
Yeah, but like she doesn't need him anymore.
Yeah, she's found herself, her own voice.
She doesn't need the sarcastic New Jersey accent in her ear all the time. Which she totally should have.
That actually makes sense. Like,
yeah, that makes sense now.
That's probably the way to go, yeah.
Because it's a coming of age story, and by the end, she finds herself, she loses her confidence, but she gains it all back, and she saves old Tom, Bill, Bob.
Yeah, he sort of plays like a parental role.
Yeah, he's like her guardian. Yeah, well, like at the beginning, she wants to take her shitty broom, and her mum's like, you should take the good broom.
Yeah, and he can.
And she's like, back me up here, Jiji. And he's like, you should take her broom. You'll crash and die.
He definitely seems to be that way. Like.
Yeah, like a little guardian kind of thing. So yeah, she doesn't need him anymore.
Either that,
she's grown
or
up.
his jizz was magical, and the minute he busted a nut in that white cat, he was no longer magical.
Yeah, all his magic was just shot out. All these kids can talk.
Transferred to that other one.
Yeah, all his little baby New Jersey and European Japanese cats.
Shit.
Alright, thank you for watching. Remember Alex Grandma and family never lived here. Do you want to plug your channel?
Plug my channel. Yeah, some guy named Jamie.
It's in the description.
It's in the description. It's crap. Don't watch it.
Top. It's on the interwebs.